So this theme for this episode is same situation, different internal experience. So, hi, I'm Katie. He was ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm Katie. I just came into the shop in September, so I've only been there September, October, November, December, 5 months. But I have a lot of business background, so that's why I've come in to help kind of clean things up and get it running a little bit better. My husband, Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan, Sager and Sons Automotive. This is my wife, Katie. We co-own Sager and Sons Automotive. Even though she acts like she doesn't, she knows she owns half of it.
If he dies, it's all mine. I don't want.
And the problems too.
I know. Oh, don't make me think about that.
Yeah.
So, same situation, different internal experience. I think I would start off. Well, if he's going to quit playing with his mic, he has to kiss the mic, and now he's not.
I think that's
Well, I would start off, I guess, while he plays with his mic, saying that we.
Is that what
first
we call
of
that?
all, what?
Nothing.
Are you being sassy?
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. My bad. My bad.
I'm so putting that as a TikTok. That one's going right on your feed. We handle situations extremely polar opposite, and that's because we were raised polar opposite. He grew up in a household with what I think, in my perspective, is a big T trauma, and I grew up in. I mean, I have my own big T's, right? There's big T traumas everywhere, but mine weren't as scary and frightening and physical as yours were. I mean, I had some of that. So, and I think that plays into a lot of how we both react to the same situation in different ways.
Very much so.
And then you can totally call me super woo. Like, I will so lean spiritual and go internally to inspect and dissect of like why that happened and how can I handle that different. Where I think with you, at least this is my perspective, I see you externally handling situations versus internally. Yeah. So there's a dynamic.
That's how I was raised.
Right. Which is why it's like we were raised very differently.
Even though we went to church a lot, there was a serious external source that just controlled everything, right? And if something was wrong, it got handled promptly.
Good or bad?
And there's quite a few male business owners that I've worked with that were the same way, but just, not in the same, I guess, dialect as I was taught, right?
Right.
So,
right.
But they were there. Those ways were there as well, just not all the time in a good way. So they were more, physical if you didn't do something, like
yeah, but I
also
think it's the male-female dynamic as well, too.
Yeah.
Because males are built, again, my perspective, males are built to fix.
Yeah.
And if you can't fix it, then you have to like manhandle it.
Yeah.
Whereas females, and I wasn't always raised like growing up, I sat in my very masculine side where I needed to fix it too.
Right.
I still sit there. I still have control issues. Let's be honest. I totally do. But it projects different. We're both reactors, but our reactions are very different.
Yeah.
Where something goes wrong or, just today a payment went out that you didn't expect to go out, right? And I could feel that level of anxiety and reactionary wanting to get angry at something for something that nobody had any control over.
Yeah.
Where I was like, well, just go log into there and see what happened.
Yeah, but there's, you got to remember there's a certain amount of money that has to be there to take care of payroll and all of the other bills. And when somebody just takes an extra $3,000 or $4,000, it causes a big caution flag and it says, hey, hold on, So it's stressful. I mean, not going to kill us, but you just got to watch all of the small things because all of the 100 small things like that could turn,
Oh, yeah. No, that was definitely not a small thing.
Right.
But it was just the reaction we reacted totally different
Yeah, yeah,
to the
yeah.
scenario, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Where your stress spiked, immediately went,
Yeah,
right? Whereas mine was like, well, just log into the dang thing and see what happened and
yeah,
make sure it doesn't happen next time, right?
yeah,
Where, and so that's, I guess the bottom line for me, always for me, not for you, because I can't project what you feel onto you. It's always my feelings was like, let's go see what happened, and maybe I can call that and say, hey, that I can't afford that right now in this moment. Can I have that back? Or
yeah,
you make sure it doesn't happen again a second time or whatever, instead of like the projection outwards of the stress,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, that's a hard one for me. I guess if, we were much further along or in a place where, because money doesn't, the only thing I've recently, the last few years, viewed money as is a tool to where, there's not really, if there's a problem, there's not really a problem, right? So when we have so many of these little problems that we need to take care of each, and, they're just certain bills and payroll and things like that. And I know we need a certain amount to sit in there to where no matter what, we're good, right? And that never really have to worry about that, but it's just going back 10, 15 years when I was first starting out, it was like, whoo, that was really stressful. So the PTSD of that still sits in there, and it's like, I know if I let off the gas, right, and just let everybody do whatever they want, then it could become a really big problem, and I learned that from a few business owners that have taught me that. And you watch the cash flow and you watch their demeanor, and it's like, if you own your own business like Mick did, he was on everything, but he was very profitable, and he ran a really good business. And if there was a problem with a customer or anything, he just took care of it. And that's, because he had the funds to do so. So I think that's what worries me, is not being able to take care of things properly, and if I just let everybody do whatever they want, then it's all willy-nilly and lawless, and that's scary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, totally, right? Like, I mean, I think there is, and if you know me, I'm good with boundaries, right? That was the first
Yeah.
thing when I came into the shop. I set my boundaries of like, I will come in if this happens,
Right.
and if this doesn't happen, I'm out, right?
Right.
So,
And we got a business coach, right?
because
And
of
now
my boundary,
we have a team. We have a couple teams with
because of my boundary,
Yeah, with Napa and our group 6 with the Institute.
yeah, yeah. But no, but going back to the lawless, like, I think it just not hard control, right? Because
Yeah.
again, we're so different. We're both different, but I think that's what makes us a great team together,
Yeah.
because you see one side and I see another, but the reactions as well too, where I can come in and be like, "Do you think they meant it this way instead of um what's the word? There's words. The words just leave my mind, but
It happens to me all the time. And I make new ones up.
sometimes I tell you, the projection of what you think that person is speaking towards you in your mind, it gets twisted. But that, I think, like, going back to it, that makes us the good dynamic of
Yeah.
me saying that's not what that person truly meant.
Yeah.
Maybe they came in with this stressed out car of like, oh crap, I made the mistake of not doing the repair in the first place, and now it's elongated this whole situation, and the repair has become bigger than I thought it was, and now my spouse is like rah 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 on my back end, and so they're stressed because of what we are not seeing, and they project that onto you, which internally causes you massive stress, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but they're not, right?
Yeah.
So that's just the different reactions that we both see on that side of things too.
Yeah, and a huge thing right there is like you catch a lot of the things, and I think it's the female nature of you, and you're like, oh, hold on, they're not saying that, right? And let's try and help them understand. And me, I'm like, oh my God, look at all these problems with this car, and I'm just like, oh, and I take all of that personally, right? And you're like, no, don't take that. They're not. Nobody. So that's why, one good thing is we're getting me off the front desk totally, because I take everything to heart, right? Because that car is every car is personal to me. And some are just throwaway cars, but then, a lot of them aren't. And like, I just take everything to heart.
But what does our coach say? Like the owner, he says,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't buy it. I didn't break it.
Yep.
What was
I didn't break it, or I didn't buy it, I didn't break it, and I didn't drive it, right? So none of those things. What I'm here is to be transparent and tell you what I see was wrong with the car.
right.
And I need to step back and remember that I can only be an advocate for helping fix the car and guiding them on, is this repair going to be good for the vehicle, you and your financials, right? So, or is it a junk car and it needs to be in the
Yeah.
junkyard, right? And
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to say that either, because I don't like being that guy that does all this work and then they're like, I spent
Now I
all
need
my
more.
money and I have a broken car.
Yeah.
I hate that feeling.
Yeah. Don't buy European cars. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't like to work. I can work on the Euros with the best of them, but I don't like to. So
That was a slip, a Freudian slip.
yeah, no.
Oh my gosh. Well, I guess so. When we get into those frustrating points, I mean, for example, this morning when I was trying to communicate to you that I was making this bot for Gage because training him up front, and
Yeah.
and he's going to have those difficult customers and he doesn't have the customer service experience yet.
Yeah.
And so I was making him a GPT. And
Mhm.
a very frustrated GPT. You should see this thing, man. I've pushed the limits with this bot, but you thought I was asking you to do it when in truly I was just informing you this is what I was doing for him.
Yep.
And then so you hopped on that, and then that caused a little bit of tension between the two of us because you thought I was asking you to do something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like the movie with it's called Me, Myself, and Irene with Jim Carrey. He says, "Yeah, thanks. I like to keep my hair short." And she says, "You don't listen," or something like that. It was something of that nature. And he's like, and she was like, "You're not listening." He was like, "Yeah, thanks. I like to keep my hair short." One of those moments where,
yo, totally. One of those moments.
and I'm just like,
I think we have
well,
those moments multiple times.
I heard you say, create a bot for Gage. I'm like, we'll go role play right now. I'll help them understand, how to talk to customers without just being so timid or, assertive. Because I think people,
He's unsure of himself.
People like to know, they have a plan for my car to be fixed. They know how to take care of me. Not, well, maybe we should get it in. It's like, he doesn't understand that part. And he wants to be like Dad and just relay all of the info to Dad and say, hey, this is what I see wrong with the car. And then I go in and diagnose it. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right on this. Let's take care of this. Let's present an estimate to the customer. Well, he's very timid. He needs some good wins, right? He needs to communicate with them, get them in the door, because there was a one lady that was like, we bring her in for an oil change. We give her a free inspection. Nobody else told her anything about her car, and there was a hole in the exhaust and a radiator leak, and we gave her an estimate. And then she calls them later and says, I had that pipe fixed on my car for this amount, and they just replaced the portion. And I was like, but you would have lived with fumes coming in your car if we didn't give you a free inspection, just because we give you a price and then somebody beats it. And then you call the poor kid and give him hassle over that. And it's like,
and then question everything else.
Yeah, maybe that's not your customer, Gage, if they're just, and that hurt his pride, his ego, and his feelings, because
it's his feelings. He's an emotional. So that's the other thing our coaching company has us do is like the DISC assessment.
Right?
Assessment,
yep.
I prefer, again, going back to the woo, I prefer things based off of your birth date because that can't change, whereas I think personality profiles can change in the moment based on what you're feeling in the moment and the questions there. But going back to it, him and I are more like than you and him, and everybody's like, whoa, he's Danny's mini-me, he looks like you.
But he's super...
So I understand.
I've got the rugged from all the years of being just beat down, and he's so still fresh and new and kind. Even Cheyenne is, right, and that's how they are, and I love that about them. Like, they're not me.
Yeah. But no, it goes back to the different personalities and how
Yep.
we react to things. Like
Yep.
he is unsure and not confident in his stance in the moment, but
Yeah.
once he is sure and confident of where he's sitting and the space that
Yeah.
he has in the shop
Yeah.
and the structure, because he's built for structure. So
Yeah.
when he has that structure behind his confidence, he's going to be
Right.
a powerhouse,
Right.
right?
Well, that was last week, the first week, and you weren't there because you were helping with the grandchild, and that issue, and so I'm out trying to diagnose, help Alec, help Jacob, and then he's up front, and I'm just like, I see all these problems happening. I'm just like, oh my goodness, I don't need to be training him. And then I try and I help, and we get things flowing, but it's still not as. I love your procedures, right? Like, you were able to take the other new hire and like guide him and get him rolling, and just correct here and there, and then you give me gauge, and I bring him back to
You
step
gave me
negative
gauge.
negative 3 steps back, right? So now you're back to 0 and training him, but back to the customer that hurt his feelings. And would she have known that there's fumes coming in her car and her engine about to blow up if we didn't do the complimentary no charge inspection? No, nobody else would have done that. So now, I guess I didn't bring that to his attention, that look what you did. You brought
The value that he provided to her.
Yeah, the value,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then
We just gave you a free physical like a doctor, and the
Yes.
doctor charges you for a physical.
Yes. And nobody else, it would have never been caught. Nobody else. Then why didn't the other shop bring all of those problems to her attention?
Yeah.
And then he felt bad for that. And I was like, so I was
Yeah, but I
talking him
think
through
also like, helping him through that though too, I mean, that other shop was a specialty shop. That's what they deal with specifically, right?
that.
They're-
Yeah,
and
exhaust,
so
yes.
and so they're not going to go through all these other things though
No.
either.
No.
They're here to fix that leak and
Yeah.
that leak only, and that is it.
Yeah.
And so versus us, where we're general repair, we're the expert and we see all of these
Yes.
things. So we're like the your primary care provider that
Yeah.
sees everything and tries to
Right.
help you maintain a healthy body
Right.
versus the oncologist who specializes in cancer, and that's all they deal with.
And
When my mom's going through it, she still has an oncologist, and the oncologist will only do so much,
right.
and then refer, hey, you need to go see your PCP because
Right.
you need to take care of this for your body.
Right.
Right. So that's
Right.
kind of like we're the PCP for cars,
Yeah.
and we'll see the big picture and maintaining it through the whole
Yeah.
lifespan of the vehicle versus the specialist.
And we could have welded just a piece of pipe in there too and done it for probably the same cost. But the way we are doing our repairs is we have a vendor to where we are getting an excellent warranty, and it's not, a 30, 60, 90 or 12 warranty. We're given a 3 or 36,000 mile warranty, which is, quite a bit some time, right? So
As long as you maintain everything.
as long as you maintain everything, right?
Or you put your caveat in there because I don't think people
in
understand that.
our system, as long as you're coming to us, all of your records are maintained. You get
Mhm.
notifications.
Yeah, and we
all your
report to
fluid
Carfax,
services.
all of that.
Everything gets
Yeah.
updated, not just in a dealership, right? Like a lot of the big dealerships, I can't see what's been done to your vehicle, so you take it somewhere else. But ours will upload to all the dealerships, all the other mom and pops, all the other shops. You
Well,
can
that's a
see
whole
everything.
nother rabbit
know.
hole there with
We're
like
very
the right to repair.
With our new software, we are super transparent. You can see everything we do, and it keeps everything updated, and reminders are sent to you.
Yeah.
And I think it's amazing. Everybody loves the new software. So
You're welcome.
yeah, I was fighting that because I was with another software company since 2012
See,
that
but
she
that
had
just-
me start with.
I didn't have you start with
Now,
that one.
You said,
picked
hey,
that
check
one.
this out. I
Well,
was like, oh, this is great.
okay, we're going to fight now. Are you ready for this?
And then 2012 to 2025, end of 2025, that's a long time.
Oh, it totally is a long time. Like
and then to throw me
anybody
into
else,
something new that I do not like
change
for technical software, right? And
or anything, period.
Yeah, but once I learned it, it's amazing. And then we got to talk with other business owners that use it, other shop owners, and it's by far amazing. So
Y-
thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there you.
You're so very
I
welcome.
said it for you, so you didn't have to.
And it's being recorded too.
I know. Yeah,
I have proof.
I do
But
enjoy.
I think
I do
that's-
enjoy hanging out with you and talking with you.
Yeah, but that, I mean, just that small little move is just the different ways we see things too, right? Whereas I saw that whole software that you were totally comfortable and compliant
Yeah.
with, right? It was the comfort level. Whereas, you know, I've spent enough time building my business and going through changes. And because mine exploded, I had to move fast.
Yeah.
It wasn't a slow growth scenario, which I don't recommend fast growth at all, period. Take note. But I saw,
And I love slow and
You-
steady
yeah,
forever.
but I forever.
Ever.
He still works on carburetors. Um, but I saw coming in, I saw that software to me felt like Windows 1995, like
Yeah.
Microsoft 95 CRM management, and it didn't have the modern things that the modern consumer expects anymore, right? Yeah, you could text, but it felt super clunky and it was separated. And one message from the same consumer would come in from over here, and they weren't in one thread.
Yeah, there was.
Had to go hunt for
and
it.
they may catch up with the other one because they're losing a lot. Because after I posted that video, because I was unsure of what was going to happen, you know, a lot of other business owners says, no, you'll love tech, you'll love the new software you're getting,
Yeah.
and TechMetric. And now I'm getting lots of other business owners, hey, we're thinking about switching. What did you end up seeing? What did you end up finding? How is it? And I told them, I'm like, oh, dude, once you get a handle on it and understand it, get some help. Don't just do it yourself, because there's so much in there integrated, and it is amazing for you, the customer, keeping track of everything.
We still haven't even touched the
Yeah.
capabilities of it, but that just goes
We're in
back
pretty
to
deep, but there's
no,
so
I don't
many
even think
things.
we're still at the very tippy toppy of it
Yeah.
all, like all the integrations that
Yeah,
could be
50% of it.
incorporated, right? Because that was I was a digital business, so that's
Yeah.
what I did, right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it just goes back to, you know, the way that we perceive things totally separately, where you were like fighting tooth and nail to wanting to stay in the older system, where I was
Yeah.
like, no, this one's so much better, and it can enhance the growth that we want to have within the
Well, I had reached out to others prior, you know, and it was so much for me to do by myself and learn and teach. And then you came in, and I was like, all right, well, Katie's here. She's really good with learning new software and learning new things, much, much better than I am. And I'm so focused on the job, getting things in the system, getting things notated, and that's where I have to be until I can learn these things. And it made it a lot easier having you there, you know, to help learn the new system and keep the business rolling. So it's not easy to just
No.
jump into,
No,
regardless, right?
it's not easy. It's like, you know, because this is one of the reasons why I was like, you have to do coaching. You know, if I come in, there has to be somebody besides me
Yeah.
pushing you forward, because that's the way I built my business.
Yeah.
But like, I was the one in the circles that I ran that was known for Facebook ads because it was difficult. But in my mind, I'm like, it's not hard. You just have to understand what you're looking at. And when you understand the basics,
Yeah.
then you can expand from there
Yeah.
and move forward.
And I guess I don't have, you know, a huge funded background where I can slow down and just take the time to learn everything. You know, the business, like I said, the business has to flow, and that was my only worry is,
Oh, crap. Katie just broke it.
yeah, right. And how do I do this? How do I send the customer an estimate? And it's like, back to that. Now I know how Gage feels. Like, he's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And then I'm stuck in a software. I'm like, I'm going to get this estimate to you in a few minutes. Like, usually I would have had it sent 10 times over by now and built, but I don't know what I'm doing. So I apologize. And for the most part, everybody was understanding, but you still, I guess I felt foolish, right? Not being
Yeah.
able to present something like, this is what's wrong with your car.
You get a time limit with new softwares. If you just say, we just updated our software. So, like if you go, like, where did we
Yeah,
go
I
to a
know.
restaurant one time? Where
I
was
know.
it? Was it Goodwood? Where they
Oh,
were like,
yeah.
we just updated softwares. And
Yeah.
we were super
I
like,
know.
cool, got it. You're good.
Yeah.
Take your time.
I know.
So I think there's a certain amount of like threshold for people who you can be like, you can only use that excuse for so long.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people will be understanding if you're actually even more transparent with them instead of embarrassed or reactionary towards them. If
Yeah.
you're like, hey, we just updated software, give me a second. This is going to take a minute. People are like, cool, I understand that. They
I didn't
understand pains, I
realize,
think.
like, and my old software was further than many other shops are. They're still using spreadsheets and
Oh
things
my
like that. And
gosh,
it's like,
I've heard those, and just like in QuickBooks.
in QuickBooks, yeah. And it's like,
Yeah.
ooh.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy to me.
And they have to go back manually and find the receipt from 2 years ago.
Yeah, no thank you.
No, I put in
You can't track the cars.
the
What do you-
last name. I put in your license plate. I put the last 6 of your VIN
Yeah.
in. There are so many ways I can pull that car up in 10 seconds. And all of the repair orders that have ever been done to it, all the history, right?
Caveat, junk in, junk out.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't perfect, but I did a lot better than those. And I was by myself.
You were, and you did good by yourself the way we
Mhm.
started with, I should throw pictures up of the old shop,
Yeah.
of like no plumbing.
Yeah.
I was coming over here listening to a podcast and they were saying that they had a porta potty, and I'm like, yeah, I know that feeling.
Starting in my
Yeah.
garage, right?
Yeah.
Building.
Well, at least you had water
Yeah.
then.
But when we first came out here in 2004,
Mm-hmm.
I had a revolving door going already out of my garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember my first cylinder head job. I was 13 or 14, and I was working on a 1994 Pontiac Grand Am. It was the 4-cylinder. It was a gold one, and I did that all by myself. And my dad was like, But I've worked out of my garage since we first moved out here.
Yeah.
And then in 12, kind of had our own little garage outside of the place. And then,
Yeah, but I still had to have you have your 9 to 5 because you
Yeah.
were still working for the car
Yeah.
lot at that point.
yeah,
Because I was still unsure. We had a
Yeah.
brand new baby.
auto shops, car shops, used car lots, and
Yeah.
everywhere, everywhere I went, it was man, can I say that I'm not going to, never mind. On to the next TikTok. I'm not going to talk about that because I have a lot of good friends that do that stuff, but
Yeah. You got to start somewhere.
you don't want to be a negative Nelly and
No.
and I may say something that'll hurt somebody's feelings, and that's not my point there. And I just can be an open book and say silly things, and not realize I said it.
Yes. He comes with caution.
Yeah. And sometimes there's no filter, and he doesn't realize it.
No. See, but that's exactly the tension. Like the differences between us is like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
And
he
I think
just
I've
said
picked up
something he shouldn't
Over
have.
the years, right? I would just blurt things out and then go, oh, I'd look at you. I wasn't supposed to say that, huh? You're like, and I'm like,
Go in the back room, close the door, run. Yeah, no, it's I think even because we've known each other since we were little tiny bitty people, and
she was the cute one that didn't realize me.
no, he
And I
was
was
the
the little
chubby fat
chunky
kid.
kid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was Gage. But again, okay, I had a kid when I was 15. I was way more mature than I should have been, and he wasn't. So
Probably not, no.
yeah, that was, I was just scanning all the photos and I'm going, oh my gosh, look how little I was. But then, remembering the things that I had to do
Yeah.
because I was already worrying about, I have to take care of this person. I have to feed this person, right?
Yeah, I guess until I started turning into late teens, then I started getting, growing into that man phase. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, how did I ever catch her?
I don't know. I must
Man.
have tripped and fell and hit my head. It was. I know when it was. It was when I fell in the concrete in front of Danny
Yeah.
Truck and Auto that you still rag me over.
Yeah.
I hit my head. I did.
Over.
Nothing. I fell in
There
air.
was nothing. There wasn't even a crack in the ground.
He still brings that up. It's been like
Yeah.
25 years.
Yep.
Gosh. Well, what do you think we're still learning about working with each other within the shop and the different dynamics that because
I
we're
know
pretty
it took
polar
me,
opposite.
and what was it? 17 and 18, 2017 and 18, when we first started the shop, you were going to come in and you're like, no, I can't work with you. And I'm like, nope, I can't work with you. Like, we just butted heads too much. But she was like, I'm going to not work with you because I love our marriage. And I'm like, all right, well, that's pretty good reason, right? Pretty good reason right there. And then through the time of you running your own business, which you were amazing with everything and doing it 98% by yourself with like one helper. And I was like, wow. I was like, she is working hard and burning out. I'm like, gosh. And I didn't know how to fix it, right? But back to the kids, you had to go take that road to learn what you learned, because I couldn't have taught you that. Nobody could have taught you that. So I thought that was amazing. And then me going and learning myself and just with, my SOPs in my head, don't do that, do this. This is how you fix this. I'm just the technician just wanting to fix the car and go, well, you didn't do that right. Now I get to go fix it and reteach you how to fix that properly. So there was a lot of that, and me beating myself down and just carrying all the weight. And it's like dissecting and overseeing every single repair from the boys with my help was just a lot of work. So I beat myself down, and that was hard. Like, there was too much. And then we come together, and I'm like, I back up. I'm like, dude, you need her help. You're not going to let nobody else in here because you don't really trust anybody else to run your family business. You've created that revolving door slowly with trust of every customer. You don't trust anybody. You trust her because you see she has the same values.
I like where I live.
If not better, right? Because she's like, me, I want to give everything away. Sometimes she's like, no. This is the right way. This is the wrong way. You can't go giving things away. It wasn't your fault. I'll explain to the customer. And I'm like, oh, whew, that's nice. So I think your morals and your support and what the procedures you've brought to the table is like a huge weight off my shoulders. And I'm like, I can't do without her, and I don't want to work with anybody else. I don't want to share the win with everybody else. I don't want to do that. I wanted it to be you, but I was just going to keep carrying the weight by myself, right? So
I suppose I'm not there yet. Like, I don't see that, me personally, yet.
Right. Right.
I don't see the words again. The submissiveness. Is that a word? I'm making words up. I don't see that quite yet with you. I still see the stubbornness. I have to break it and then fix it.
Well, yeah. No, I guess you think of like like the famous country singers. What was it? Johnny Cash, where he would hire somebody else and it was a female. And anyway, just I didn't ever want to hire somebody else to help me run the show like that. I think that's why it's always been one of the kids, because I don't want somebody to take your part, right? And I think that has always been your part, but I just didn't know how to release and let go and let you run with what you're good at, right? But then again, you had to run your own business and get to that point where, maybe everything.
Yeah, but maybe I ran my own business to kind of F you to you,
And learn. Well, you learned a lot too.
Yeah, but yes and no. I mean, yes, I learned a lot, but those are things that I had already had in my back pocket.
Yeah.
That I just got to use. And I think it was more, looking back, I wanted my own stability for myself, but it felt like, oh, he keeps telling me this, this, and this. Well, I'm going to show him. So you were kind of, that whole, when people get into the coaching mindset of their why, sometimes their why is, I'm going to show you because you told me no.
Yeah.
And so I think that a lot of my why at that point to growth to grow it so fast the way I did was basically a big fu to you
Yeah.
of like, well, you keep throwing these old other businesses at me, that didn't work out. And then
Oh,
times
yeah.
of like, the cloth diaper thing when Gage was little, and then the whole China and lead thing came at me, and I was like, I can't pay $10,000 per snap to have these tested because it's a children's item. So, that type of thing. So I think that Huckleberry Gems was in the beginning a big, you know what, I'm going to show you and prove you wrong, you big old fat meanie.
Yeah, and I felt that for a while. I felt the sting of my uneducated mind not realizing what I said, no filter once again, and going, why did you tell her that? You should just be quiet, right? So, I don't know.
Buttons, you push them, I push them, we push them together.
I think the main part of that one was, though, is we got a tax return one time and you spent all of that on yours. I was like, I wanted some of that money.
I don't even remember that.
Just don't waste the money.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, it was the cloth diapering. And I was like, just don't spend all the money.
But your kids had really cute diapers.
Yeah.
And so adorable in their little wool pants.
Yeah, I remember hand washing diapers.
I don't remember.
Reusable diapers.
I loved them.
Yeah, I know. I remember they were cute, but I didn't like having to help clean them.
Oh, wow.
I know.
You helped make those babies.
Sorry. I know.
Again, this was 2008. This was the crash. Would you have rather have spent all the diaper money?
I felt like, SpongeBob and Patrick when they were taking care of the baby, and then SpongeBob goes, huh?
And rips all the walls down.
Yeah, and there's dirty diapers.
Yeah, that was me, though.
Yeah,
I was the one with the dirty diapers.
I know. Huh?
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there any...
sometimes I feel like the SpongeBob and Patrick when they're selling the chocolate bars. You know what a couple of sophisticated guys like you need? You need a chocolate bag carrying case carrier. And they're just buying things just to be buying things, not selling anything. And it's like sometimes
Yeah, that's totally you.
Yeah, sometimes I think that's me. It's like...
Death by 1,000 cuts if you ever hear me say it.
Yeah. Well, I'll be, because I like to... I don't barely get on Facebook. I don't have any followers there or YouTube. I need to start there. But, 6 months, I gained a huge crowd and a huge following on TikToks. I really like the TikTok. I don't know what it is. I just like the TikToks. And then I'm like, damn it, why did you watch that? Now you have to go buy that stupid camera holder. And it's like, just create content, Dan. That now you have 2 camera holders that do the same exact thing, and you didn't need that one.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I know.
Confessions live on camera.
I know. Then I'll create some content, and it makes a few views, and I make a little bit of money on there just to buy a few things back. But it's you don't make much on there.
No,
but it's fun.
He got paid $35 to hang up my Christmas lights.
Yeah, I did a video. No, it was 52.
Oh, see,
I did a video on.
He got paid $52 to hang up my Christmas lights.
Up the Eufy lights. I was like, 300,000 views. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's another difference. Is like I'm not the content person.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you'll just turn on a camera where I'm like, yeah, I'll turn on a camera. I don't mind being on camera. I don't mind it at all. But oh my gosh, that's so much work.
Yeah, Milwaukee versus Snap on that one.
Oh, I know.
1.1 million. I mean, through all of them, there's probably, 1 million likes, maybe 2 million likes, and 10 million, 20 million views across all my TikToks.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Well, there you have it. There's our differences.
Yeah.
And we're still figuring it out.
And she still loves me.
I might have to hit my head again to not.
Yeah. Or 2, right?
No, I'm still there.
Ah, all right.
It will be a hit my head again to not. I've trained you. I've got too much time invested. It's like that old car. I fixed you too many times.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of you now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Too much invested, right?
yeah. You know all my dinner orders.
Yeah, she's been my girl for before she even realized it, right? So,
33 years.
yeah, 30 plus years now.
You're old.
I know. Huh? Can you believe that? How old we are?
Hmm.
Just me, though, right? You're not that
Just
old.
you.
I know.
Even though you're only 6 weeks older.
I know.
You're old.
6 years older.
6 weeks
6 weeks. There you go. I was like,
ish.
wow.
Maybe like 7 weeks.